Loki, the Trickster's Tale, a journey through chaos and redemption, god of mischief. Once upon a time, in the frostbitten realms of Jotunheim, a place ruled by giants, a child was born. This child, named Loki, was the son of Laufey, a lesser-known giantess, and Farbati, a powerful giant. Unlike his brutish kin, Loki was born with a quick wit and a cunning intellect, traits that would shape his destiny and the fate of the 9 realms. Childhood in Jotunheim. Loki's childhood was a whirlwind of adventures. Growing up in the shadow of the towering giants, he often felt the weight of expectations pressing upon him. While other children played with stones and ice, Loki discovered the art of trickery early on. He loved to conjure illusions, creating visions of fearsome beasts or magical wonders that bewildered and entertained his fellow giants. His mother, Laufey, often warned him to be cautious with his talents. But Loki was driven by a thirst for excitement and mischief. One fateful day, while exploring a hidden glen, Loki stumbled upon a group of Asgardian gods who had come to Jotunheim on a diplomatic mission. Among them was Thor, the thunder god, whose brutish strength and naive demeanor fascinated Loki. Instead of hiding, Loki revealed himself and, using his magic, crafted a spectacle that dazzled the gods. Intrigued by his cleverness, Thor invited Loki to join them in Asgard, promising him friendship and adventure. The call to Asgard. Thus began Loki's journey to Asgard, the realm of the gods. Loki felt an odd sense of belonging among the deities, particularly with Thor, who became his closest companion. The two would embark on countless adventures together, from battling trolls to outsmarting giants. However, the duality of Loki's nature began to surface. He reveled in chaos but also sought acceptance in a world that often viewed him as an outsider. As he grew older, Loki's antics became bolder. He once dared to trick the goddess Freya into giving him her prized necklace, Brisingamen, and then orchestrated a ruse to steal Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, just to show off his cunning. Yet, amidst the laughter and camaraderie, Loki's jealousy simmered beneath the surface. He yearned for the power and respect that came with being a god, feeling that his status as a Jotun was always a limitation. The turning point. One fateful night, while drinking mead in the halls of Asgard, Loki overheard a prophecy. It spoke of a great conflict that would arise from betrayal, his betrayal. This revelation struck Loki with a chilling sense of foreboding. Fueled by a mix of fear and defiance, he began to plot. He believed that if he could outwit the gods and prove his worth, he could reshape his destiny. As he began to enact his plans, Loki's actions grew darker. He forged alliances with dangerous beings, frost giants and serpents, to acquire powers that could rival even the strongest of the gods. He aimed to prove that he was more than just a son of Laufey. He was destined for greatness. The descent into chaos. Loki's cunning led to the infamous events of the theft of the goddess Idun and her apples of youth. This act of treachery ignited a series of confrontations between him and the gods, culminating in a fierce battle with Thor. Yet, each time Loki faced the consequences of his actions, he cleverly maneuvered his way out of trouble, using his words to charm and manipulate his way back into the good graces of Asgard. But his ambition eventually turned against him. When he orchestrated the death of Balder, the beloved god, Loki crossed a line that could not be uncrossed. His deception was discovered, and the gods turned against him. He was captured and punished, bound to a rock with serpent venom dripping on him, while a loyal friend, Sigyn, tried to alleviate his suffering. The legacy of Loki. Years passed, and Loki's plight became a legend among gods and mortals. As he lay in torment, he reflected on his life, the mischief, the friendships, and the betrayals. He realized that the very qualities that set him apart were also the reasons for his downfall. His dual nature, both a blessing and a curse, had led him to become the god of mischief, forever etched in the annals of history. Loki's story is a reminder of the thin line between hero and villain, acceptance and rejection. His legacy lived on, influencing the realms he once roamed. As the cycles of time turned, he remained a figure of intrigue, a symbol of the complexities of identity, and a reminder that even the most clever of beings can be ensnared by their own ambition. And so, the tale of Loki, son of Laufey, continues to echo through the ages. A story of cunning, chaos, and the enduring quest for belonging. Loki's story in the world of war and his complicated relationship with Thor and Asgard is a tale woven with loyalty, betrayal, and the ever-shifting tides of fate. As the god of mischief, Loki played a pivotal role in the conflicts that shaped the 9 realms, constantly oscillating between ally and adversary, a chaotic ally. In the early days of his friendship with Thor, Loki was seen as a chaotic ally, always ready to lend a hand or to stir trouble. His cunning mind complemented Thor's brute strength, making them an effective team. Together, they faced numerous threats to Asgard, from marauding giants to cunning sorcerers. Loki's clever strategies often turned the tide in battles where Thor's might alone would have faltered. One notable adventure involved the Frost Giants, ancient foes of Asgard. When a massive invasion threatened the realm, Loki suggested a bold plan to infiltrate the giants' stronghold in Jotunheim. Disguised with Loki's magic, Thor and Loki ventured into the enemy territory. Their mission was fraught with danger, but through Loki's trickery and Thor's might, they thwarted the giants' plans, reinforcing their bond. The seeds of discontent. As time passed, however, Loki's feelings of being an outsider began to fester. He was constantly reminded that, despite his achievements, he was still a Jotun, a being of frost and chaos. The gods of Asgard, especially Odin, held Loki at arm's length, wary of his unpredictable nature. This perception deepened Loki's resentment, even as he fought alongside Thor. The turning point came when Loki discovered a dark prophecy. It foretold that he would ultimately bring ruin to Asgard, inciting a sense of dread and inevitability within him. Struggling between his loyalty to Thor and his growing bitterness, Loki began to harbor thoughts of rebellion. The fall of Balder. Loki's descent into treachery reached its zenith with the death of Balder, the beloved god of light. Balder was invulnerable to all things, save for the mistletoe, which Loki cunningly exploited. In a moment of manipulation, he tricked the blind god Hod into throwing the mistletoe dart that pierced Balder's heart. The death of Balder sent shockwaves through Asgard, leading to grief and chaos. Loki's actions not only broke the hearts of the gods but also ignited a war among the realms. In the aftermath, Asgard was plunged into turmoil, with Thor, consumed by rage, swearing vengeance on Loki. Loki had transformed from a trusted companion to a pariah, hunted by those he once called friends. The War of the Realms. With tensions escalating, the 9 realms were plunged into conflict. Loki, now a fugitive, sought refuge among those who would align with his cunning nature. He struck deals with dark forces, frost giants, trolls, and sorcerers, building an army to counter Thor and the Asgardians. The War of the Realms erupted, a fierce clash between Loki's chaotic alliances and the forces of Asgard. Thor led the charge, wielding Mjolnir with ferocity, but his heart was heavy with the burden of having to confront Loki, the brother he had once loved. The battles raged across realms, with Loki's tactics sowing discord among the armies of Asgard, causing even the bravest warriors to doubt their strength. The final confrontation. As the war reached its climax, Thor faced Loki in a fateful showdown. The clash was not just one of might, but also of ideology. Thor pleaded with Loki to return to Asgard, to stop the destruction he had unleashed. Loki, embittered and vengeful, declared that he would never be accepted, that he was destined to be the villain of their story.